It's just a great way and great opportunity to get grassroots leadership from all across the state, together.
When we all get together, we can come up with the best ways to approach some of these problems we have.
It's all about sharing information, and that's exactly what, of course, policy development's about.
President's Conference is the beginning of policy development season, creating the platform to inform and discuss topics and issues facing the ag industry. This year's meeting featuring US Senator Marsha Blackburn, American Farm Bureau Federation Legal Counsel Travis Cushman, Charley Martinez with UTIA, Kelsey Barnes with the Farm Journal Foundation, Jennifer Houston with the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, and Maryville, Tennessee native Vallie Collins, who survived the U.S. Airways Flight 1549 that landed in the Hudson River in 2009.
When you talk about the impact on our economy of the ag sector of this state, you realize its importance, not only for employment, but for consistent jobs growth and for exports. And then when you look at the community that is built around our rural counties and communities.
There's so many legal issues agriculture is front and center on, and people don't always appreciate how important the courts are to get your public policy across. You have three branches of government, right? You have the executive branch, the legislative branch. The judiciary is one of the most important branches of government. And I'm here to talk about how important the judiciary is, but also how powerful agriculture has been over the past several years in the courts, particularly the Supreme Court.
When we first started this, it was kind of unknown where we were at in terms of the state, in terms of land use, land conversion, land cover. And as we talked about today in the presentation, 2017, Tennessee, 86% of the state was covered in ag and forestry land. And then since 2017, we've actually started decreasing down to 84%. And to put that in perspective, if you look at from 1997 to 2017, we lost 1.1 million acres. And then if you take 2017 to 2022, we've lost just shy of 500,000 acres. And so the reality is we've had 1 million lost in 20 years, and then we have a 5-year span where we've lost 500,000 acres. So we're losing the same amount in half the period of time.
When other countries around the world are food insecure, it actually raises the risk to our U.S. national security. Trade is another big thing that I think that Tennessee farmers are concerned about. We know that when we have more trade, our markets tend to be better. But even more specifically, if you look at how the war in Ukraine has impacted agriculture, where it's even playing a role to Tennessee farmers.
Mainly, I really want to bring up awareness. Obviously, traceability, we're a little bit further along. Biosecurity, something we need to start thinking about. We get a lot of questions about mRNA, other new vaccines, technologies such as mRNA and others. So bringing that all together under the umbrella of biosecurity, it's not something that's going to happen overnight. Tennessee is going to be starting trying to participate in the Secure Beef Supply Plan. I just think it's important that we really start thinking about that now to prepare for what could happen with an animal disease outbreak.
It was a 1 in 8 billion chance that what happened, that birds would knock out both engines of a jetliner. So it's not anything anybody was really prepared for or saw. Even in that day, in 2009, water ditchings were just something the pilots read about in the book. Now our flight is in simulators. But Sully, he was able to take his experience, his training, stay calm, and pull off what, has become known as Miracle on the Hudson. So none of us know what each day brings. It's why it's called the present. It is a gift, and you got to be ready for what life throws at you. I don't tell audiences anything they don't know. Be kind to people, stay physically fit, have perspective, enjoy your time.
Also this year, former State Representative Dolores Gresham is being recognized for her many years of advocating for Tennessee agriculture in the Tennessee General Assembly.
Thank you all so much. I am humbled for this acknowledgement. Like I said before, if I've been able to do anything for Farm Bureau and for the farmers of Tennessee, it's by the grace of God. Thank you so much.
At the end of President's Conference, each person who attends can now go back to their county and share what they've learned and prepare to form Farm Bureau policy for 2024.
We're always given a lot of good information. We have a lot of time to fellowship with people that we may not see but once a year. We're kept informed of all kinds of new things that might be happening in the world of agriculture, and we need to have a heads up on that so we can go back and approach our board members and get their opinions so that we can all have a voice in what goes on in these meetings and what goes on in the world of agriculture.
Today we had Senator Blackburn here, and folks like that to hear, and they can give us the updates and tell us what's going on and what we need to be watching out and looking for in the future. It all starts at our local levels, and we work the way all the way up to the state and our policy development meetings and coming up with all our policies that we'll pass and vote on in December.
That's the biggest thing, is preserving our farmland. Because obviously, you know, when it becomes urban, it's not farmland and unlikely ever going to be again. And I think that's a sad scene. And of course, our protecting our way of life and our hometown values is, of course, I guess, #1 issue.
That proverbial grassroots organization we talk so much about, it manifests itself here at this conference. You know, we get all those 95 counties together, all those 95 leaders from those counties, and that's grassroots at its best. We're talking to one another, we're surfacing ideas and issues that we all need to be behind as a whole voice of Tennessee agriculture. That's not top down, it's bottom up.